Namaste. Welcome to the short Yin practice. I invite you to find this shape with your body. This is reclined butterfly. If you come down to the floor, place your feet on the floor and let the soles of your feet roll together. Your knees will roll outward, and your head and shoulders can rest. Your hands can rest on your belly or out alongside you. Taking some deep breaths in and out, just start to notice how you feel. You might feel as if there's some tension building in your hips or your inner thighs, and that's okay. As long as there's no pain, we can find these levels of sensation that are appropriate for our bodies as we hold these poses in stillness. So gauge the level that's appropriate for you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a lot of pain or too much sensation, and 1 being no sensation at all. Try to find a level of about a 7, 7.5. So a place where there's some feeling of stress, but not a lot of pain. Then as you find that place of sensation without pain, resolve to find stillness in the pose. So things like fidgeting or distraction cause us to move out of the postures. And sometimes that can be a way of avoiding sensations and discomfort. But this is a practice of allowing ourselves to become aware of how we deal with discomfort, allowing ourselves to give in to gravity, just allowing ourselves this time for rest without striving. During this practice of Yin, we hold these poses for a certain amount of time. I'll be keeping the time for us, so you may see me looking at a clock. Keeping this time allows us to keep the practice symmetrical and allows our fascia and ligaments and joints the appropriate amount of effect from this practice. As we put stress on those places, on our joints and ligaments, we're able to release knots or blockages from the meridians, the energy pathways that help keep us balanced and healthy. So we'll stay here in reclined butterfly for 1 more minute. Continue to breathe and just notice how you feel in this pose. As you move through this practice, at any time if you feel like you need to make things a little deeper, you can always adjust slightly. Or if it becomes too intense and truly moves into the realm of pain, then by all means back off. So take 1 or 2 more deep, full breaths in and all the way out. And when you're ready, very gently, moving 1 knee at a time towards the ceiling, feet to the floor. You can take the feet wide apart and let the hands come down alongside you. Start to wag the knees from side to side, a little windshield wiping of the knees. Just to integrate that pose throughout our body. So as you wag your knees, just being aware of how you feel. Good. And the next time the knees wag over to your left, you can let them fall, stacking the knees, rolling to your left side. Take a moment in the fetal position, just pause. And then rising to sit up, you can sit facing the short side of your mat. And we'll move into our next yin posture. So the next pose we'll move into is called shoelace pose. You can do shoelace pose with 2 legs or just one. We'll take the right leg first over the left leg. And then bending at the knee, you can pull that right foot about in line with the knee. So it comes out. And you kind of want the knees stacked here. So you can choose to stay here in this one-legged version. If you're able to, you could certainly scoot that left foot in, also bending at the knee at a 90-degree angle. So now the knees are stacked and the feet come out to the sides, about aligned with each other. The knees stay just about centered. So if this feels like too much stress for you, like if it's moving more into that level 8 or 9, then straighten that left leg. So we'll start the timer soon, but we'll add in a side stretch first and then we'll move to a twist. So very relaxed here. Let your spine release, let your head release. And your feet are not flexed, just let the feet relax as well. So start to turn your body towards the right. Turning to the right, you can bring your right hand just alongside the right hip. The left hand can rest on the knee, or if you'd like to reach across, just try out a couple different places for that left arm. Notice what feels good for you. And here we'll hold this twist for about 2 minutes. So just let your head go and soften here. So as we settle into a pose, you may feel like gravity kind of drawing you deeper into the pose. And by all means, you can allow yourself to release. Don't try to hold back or contract anything to stay out, but move towards, lean into going deeper. And begin to take those long, slow, deep breaths, keeping your breath gentle. Stay in that place of yin, of soft, cooling energy. So start to turn the chest back to center. Keep the legs exactly as you've chosen. Just place the right hand on the floor and move into a side stretch as if you're trying to take the right armpit towards the right waist. So just leaning over towards that right side. Let your head hang still. And again, you can stay here. If you'd like to deepen your side stretch, you can take the left arm up and drape it over the head. So again, try not to resist gravity here. Just allow yourself to sink into the pose. This might become quite intense, but as long as there's no actual pain, just stay with it. Breathing into any sensations that you're getting. And so we have 1 more minute here. Continue to breathe and allow yourself to release. For the last 30 seconds, you can take those 30 seconds in stillness in the pose, but just bring your awareness to 3 final deep inhalations and exhalations. After your 3rd exhalation, you can start to sit up, letting your left arm come down alongside you. And then we'll take the legs. So we're going to actually leave the left leg as it is. We're going to take the right leg around behind you. And we'll come into a posture called swan pose. This is similar to pigeon pose. We can do a more simple version of swan by keeping that right knee up towards the left leg. Or if it's okay for your body, you're going to stretch that right leg straight back behind you. You can stay on the left hip, but roll that right hip towards the floor. So you can stay in this version of swan, or, as I said, bring the right knee in towards the right foot. So from here, we're going to stay upright for 1 minute. Follow your breath here. You can allow your head to drop. Staying upright is going to bring a little bit of compression into the lower back. When we compress the areas of the body in Yin Yoga, it's an opportunity to let energy build in that area so that when we release it, fresh chi or energy can flow through the area. So a couple more breaths here. And then we'll be moving into sleeping swan. So in sleeping swan, the legs stay exactly as they are. We're just going to lean our bodies forward. So you have an option to allow your forehead to come all the way down to the floor if it reaches. If it doesn't, you can just simply allow the head to hang. Or you could take a block and place that block under the forehead, letting your shoulders relax. And so again, you're finding sensation in the body. Allow that sensation to be deep enough that you feel stress. The stress that we are feeling and creating through this practice is building strength in those tissues. Keep breathing and staying just as you are. Maybe bringing a little more awareness to the breath for the last 3 deep, full inhalations and exhalations. And after your 3rd full, long exhalation, you can begin to slowly, as if you're moving through molasses, start to sit back up. Draw your right knee in. And leaning over to sit, take the legs straight out in front of you. Hands can come behind you, and we'll just windshield wipe the feet from side to side. Leaning back into the arms, you can actually let yourself hang on the shoulders, creating a little bit of compression in those shoulder joints, maybe. But just move the legs a little. And then, as if you're trying to pretend like you're pushing or tapping a piano pedal, can just begin to tap, tap, tap with the feet, and this creates sort of a sloshing motion for the legs. It can be very calming for the nervous system. Good. So we'll move to the second side of those two poses. So this time we'll take the left leg on top of the right. So again, remember you can do the shoelace with one leg or two legs. So bending at your left knee. Nope, we did the left side already. So take the right leg over top. Ah, switch sides again. Sorry, left leg on top. Left knee bends, the left foot aligns with the right knee. So kind of in that straight line. You can stay here or tuck, bend the right knee and tuck that right foot over in line with the left foot. So if this feels like too much, then by all means straighten that right leg. So again, we'll take the twist and then the side stretch. So start to turn the chest towards that left leg, turning the chest towards your long side of the mat. And the left hand can come around to the floor alongside the left hip. Again, right arm kind of finds a place that works for you. Whatever feels energetically best. Let your head hang. So in Yin Yoga, we usually try to honor the meridians that correspond to the seasons. In the spring, the meridians for the spring are the liver and gallbladder meridians. And these meridians are all about how we take things in and how we digest them. So one more full deep breath in and all the way out. Turning the chest back to center. We're going to lean over to the left side. So left armpit towards the left waist, left hand on the floor. Let your head hang. You can start to walk those left fingertips away from you. Maybe you're feeling pretty good and can bring the left elbow all the way to the floor, or maybe not. To deepen this sensation, you can take the right arm across the head, letting that right arm drape over the head. So just find the place that feels like it works for you, honoring that level of sensation that's appropriate for you, and then resolving to be still. So these meridians that help us with digestion, if they're unbalanced or feeling, or if they're blocked, sometimes they can become in the winter time. We can use this practice to help clear away some of those blockages that might just be created with knots or tight muscles, or even like energy that gets stuck, or diet that we've eaten, so heavy foods that might have created trouble with our digestion. So these are the effects we're looking for from this practice that can feel quite uncomfortable. We're looking for these great benefits later on as the effects of all of these deep postures reverberate through us. So take 3 more long, slow, deep breaths. On your third exhalation, you can start to sit up, letting that right arm come down and around. Okay, we'll move right into right into swan on our second side. So this time your left leg is going to come around. And you can either create that kind of zigzag place where the left knee touches the right ankle or right heel, or you can slide the left leg out behind you. So whatever feels appropriate for you. I'm going to turn that left hip more towards the floor and stay upright for now. So about 1 minute in this upright swan pose, letting your head hang. Just feel the belly relaxing towards the thigh. You might feel your sitting bones relaxing into a tilted, the hip bones tilting. So unlike our yang practice or more active practice, we're a little less concerned in yin about kind of contracting and keeping our body in an exact alignment. Rather, we're looking to allow for gravity to help take us a little deeper into these shapes. And since we're not doing anything crazy and we're not jumping, the chance of injury is very, very low. So moving into our sleeping swan for the last 2 minutes of this pose, let's take the hands forward. Again, you may release the head down to a block, or if your head touches the floor, you can relax the head all the way down. And just soften here. Notice the level of sensation that you're getting. So if it's creeping towards an 8 or a 9, in that wherever you're feeling it, you may choose to come up a little bit, stack your fists under your forehead, or just simply let the head hang. I have 1 more minute here, so maybe you feel like you could go a little deeper, lowering your head a little more. At all times staying connected with the poses so that you can gauge if that level of sensation has backed off and you're able to take it deeper, or if it's become too intense, which sometimes happens as we hold things. In the last 30 seconds, you can use those to take long, slow, deep breaths, savoring the last of this moment. And on your third exhalation, you can slowly lift the torso up, walking the hands back, and sliding that left leg forward. So taking the legs out in front of you again, leaning back into the hands. You can again windshield wipe the feet, adding a little movement. And then maybe that sloshing motion of the legs, as if you're tapping a pedal. And we'll move into final relaxation, Shavasana. So in Yin, our Shavasana is done flat on the back with trying to keep all of those meridians open for us. So if you really, really need something under your head, feel free to place something small, like a small folded blanket under your head. But we'll only be here for about 3 minutes, so you can, if it's not terribly painful, just lay flat on your back. Let your eyes close, let your arms and legs be straight and relaxed on the floor. Start to allow your body to settle. You might feel energy as we now allow these meridians to be in the straight lines that they're meant to be in. They're not necessarily straight, but the energy can move freely through all of the meridians now. So energy to you might feel like a vibration or a pulsing, a warmth. It may have a color or some quality. So just take this short amount of time after this short practice to integrate So you might find that fingers and toes start to move. You can try a full body stretch, stretching the arms overhead and the legs away from you. And when you're ready, you can bring the knees in. In Yin, we like to roll to the left side at the end of practice. This is your more active side, so it'll help create more active energy for you to move into your day. So pausing for a moment and then bringing yourself up, sitting upright. You can let your eyes close again if you'd like. And just notice how you feel. Hopefully this practice allows you to feel more balanced, more able to receive and also digest what we receive in a healthy way. The spirit in me honors and sees the spirit in you, and I honor that energy and light by saying namaste. Thank you for joining me. Take care.